Hello everyone and welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. And in this episode, I'm going to be showing off something which I discovered which actually makes things a little bit easier for me when it comes to doing things later on in the game. Because it actually involves getting, oh my god, first I need to speak to this guard though. It involves getting rupees an awful lot faster really. In fact, it's dawn of the final day, or at least just night of the final day if you will. But one thing, okay, if you remember before where I basically had a bit of a hell of a time, you know, in the town shooting gallery trying to do the Octorok minigame because I always had to keep going out and then grabbing at least 20 rupees for this. One thing I have noticed to make things a hell of a lot more easier for myself, okay, is if you go out all the way over here, and this is something I discovered literally by practicing this game because every time I get to a certain point recording this LP, that is when I'm going to play, you know, the N64 cartridge version of this and actually get further ahead because I'm using that to act as my practice file instead of just, you know, just using like the second file or still on the Wii U version because just, I don't know, I prefer playing the game that way personally in my spare time. And they're both the same thing anyway. But somewhere around here, if I equip my arrows at the ready, you should see like this bird. Somewhere anyway. Whereabouts is it again? It's around... Let me have a look. Is that because it stole... Oh! I know why the bird's not appearing! I just figured it out, because there was this bird that I got to before and that, which basically stole my bottle, unfortunately. And the only way I'm going to get that back is by either going to the curiosity shop into the clock town and buying it, or it can just literally appear in my inventory, when I reset time or so, going back to dawn at the first day. Well, cool, well, at least I've solved that now, but now I can at least make things a bit easier for myself, because in my practice file, I looked about the place, and I discovered where all of those locations are for the, the Sheikah Stones, really, because you see, what you want to do is you want to try and go to each individual one, and try to see, you know, which ones there are available, at the time, and somewhere around here, there should be a hole somewhere. Hold on, give me a sec. Ah, there we go, a lot better. Let me know, my curtain was like in the way from my television, or at least, you know, just the sunlight was going on it, and I couldn't really see where the hell I was. Okay, but somewhere around here, there should be a hole somewhere, near Romani's ranch, I think it is? I know it's around here somewhere or so, because that will lead down to one of the Sheikah Stones where I have to play one of the songs. Ah, here it is, just right here or so, yeah? When you fall down this hole right here, it basically shows up with this area. And one thing I'd like to do is try to get rid of this sculpture first, though. Because, of course, now that I'm a Goron, it means that I can just punch with a bit of better range. Because trying to hit that normally with a jump attack with your sword is really annoying. But if you remember or so, I played one of the songs to activate one of those, didn't I? You need to go right beside, actually, hold on, wait, let me just get rid of that one right there or so. You know, just to get rid of the sculpture, if you will. And when it forms back, you want to go in front of it and then perform that same thing, which I believe was, yeah, that's it. That's the combination or so for it, which was known as the Goron's Lullaby. Eventually, when you play that, the same thing will happen before, where it will suddenly change like this. You want to try and get all 4 Sheikah Stones to basically appear the same colour. And depending on which colour they are, that depends on which song you've played. So in this case, if I played the, what was it? The Sonata of Awakening. You know, it's like the Deku Scrub. That would basically cause them to go green instead. So then I'd have to go around every single one, making sure, you know, that I'm playing the Sonata of Awakening. But because I'm playing the Goron's Lullaby, I'm going to be doing that instead. And it doesn't really matter which one it is. It just has to be, like, the main dungeon opening theme, you know, for each individual one. Even the creature that we're going to be coming, like, later. The song that we play on that particular bit, that too will also work. Okay, so I believe the other ones are located around... I believe there's a hole somewhere around this sort of location, literally just outside this snowy area. Yep, in fact, here it is right here. Cool. Nice. Okay, cool, so when I fall down this one right here, there is the other one just right here or so. So let me just quickly play my song. Given the fact that it's like the same cutscene going on, I thought I might as well at least speed them up or cut them out, or depending on whatever I do, you know, in the editing phase, really, because I'm not too sure. However, the last one, is actually not too far from here. They're actually quite local, surprisingly, but trying to find them the first time around when I was trying to, you know, look around in my practice farm, that was a bit of a pain, I will admit. Did I do this one before, though? Because this one is usually covered by a rock, isn't it? Yes, this is the one that I already did. Fair enough. Cool. Right, so then the last one is not too far either, as it's literally just outside where the observatory is. And by the way, there's something I actually discovered as well, when it comes to doing the observatory. You know, every time when you're trying to get the moon's tear, you always have to enter that, bomber's secret code, you know, in order to get past it. You can, literally skip that as soon as you're a Deku Scrub, really, because just outside of here, and I suppose I might as well show this while I'm on my way to it, there'll be like this little flower patch which you can go into as like a Deku Scrub, and then just float over the top of it, really. So of course if I go all the way over here, you see that flower, you can just turn into like a Deku Scrub, and then just get by on it that way. And I believe when it's dawned at the final day, for some reason this thing will appear, or at least I don't know really how that thing appears in the first place, to be honest. But you can use that in order to just jump out into Termina Field without having to backtrack going all the way, you know. So there are certain preferences to getting around town. And that's kind of the thing that I like about Majora's Mask, really. When I have a certain problem with it, it's kind of solved or so when I do a little bit more exploring, and I find, you know, a bit of an easier thing to do to make that less of a bothersome mess to me or so. But anyway. And of course, when all 4 of them are done, we are rewarded with a piece of heart. So there you go, cool. How many have I got though? So let's see, I just want to actually check out this for a second, so I just need to collect 3 more, and I've made a new heart container that way. How many have I got at the minute? So I've got 3, 6, 9. Alright, cool, so I've literally got just 9 heart containers at the minute, so that's pretty convenient and stuff. And I believe, honestly, that's pretty much all we can do before going into Snowhead Temple. But just to be on the safe side, I like to just do it on dawn at the first day, because there's something that we can do in order to make things a little bit easier for us in this case. And plus I'm going to have to reset time anyway, because then I'm going to have my bottle back, as I might need that at some point. So I guess what I might as well do and dedicate it to this episode or so is just like have a look around town, and then just see how everybody reacts, you know, when it's like night of the final day, or when there's like certain hours remaining. So I'm literally going to change, you know, the time back to normal just so when it gets to the final hours or so, it, well, we can just have a look around town and then see how everybody reacts, because some of it is very interesting. Actually, I have a better idea. Since it's now 10 o'clock or so, I want to do something just because I'm curious, because I've never actually tried this out myself. But you see, when the bird steals one of your items, when I was saying you can get it back at the curiosity shop, you can literally just go to here, and you'll notice your bottle's right there. So it says, come in. You gotta look around. I'm doing a special sale. Check it out. I always say stale for some reason. Tonight's bargain is the all-night mask for use at bedtime. Okay, I believe this only arrived because I think I remember or so on dawn of the first day, I kind of accidentally like blew up the person instead when I shot him with my arrows. Which basically triggered the fact that, you know, the bombs never really got delivered in the first place, because really you're supposed to save the bomb bags so that then they can get sold in the you know, just the main shop, because then the old lady just manages to get by without them being stolen. If you don't do that also, and if they actually get stolen, they appear in here instead, because then he's like, hey, some thief just, you know, sold me like this bomb bag or so. Usually they sell these at the shop, you know. And if you do that also, if you actually rescue the bomb bags, he will have this mask for you instead. However, he will say something a bit in a while or so. I forgot when this was made, but it sure is a freaky mask, see. When you put it on, you can try and try to fall asleep, but you won't be able to. Pretty creepy, huh? That'll be needed for a side quest that we're going to be doing a bit later on in the game. What'll it be? Check the bargain. I suppose I might as well. Okay, I would like to talk to the shopkeeper or so, just normally. Tonight's bargain is the all-night mask. I've got one that's made, but there's yours a Vicky Marsty. Okay, yeah, he's basically just saying the exact same thing. Right, so this goes for 500 rupees. We don't even have enough for that at the minute. You know, our maximum wallet in that is capable of only like 200 rupees. So I can't really get this at the minute. But how much is the bottle? That's like 20 rupees or so. Is it worth it? I don't think it is really, because I mean, the bird stole it, I suppose, but just, I don't know. Do I actually want to? Because then I can at least see what happens when you defeat the bird? I don't know. Because I mean, I'm going to be resetting time anyway, and it's going to give me the bottle back anyway. So I don't think it's worth it, but I suppose it at least just proves, you know, to the fact that if you ever get your items stolen from that bird, you'll find them in here. And that's because I believe that bird that goes around stealing your items works for that guy. So that explains, you know, how he's able to get the, he's able to sell some of these rare items, because that bird goes by and steals some of them from time to time. And also, you know, the thief and stuff. So in other words, I don't know, I guess the shop's illegal or something going on, really. Anyways, I suppose what I might as well do right now is just give in all my rupees, or else they're going to go to waste when I reset time. So I'm just going to happily deposit in 73 rupees. Alright, cool. So with all that done, I suppose there's not really much else to do. So I'm just going to wait until it gets to midnight. Okay, so now it's the final hours going on and stuff. I believe I returned the time to normal, didn't I? No, I didn't. I actually wanted to do that then, just to be on like the safe side and stuff. Hold on, what one was it? It was this one again, wasn't it? I always get muddled up sometimes when trying to perform the songs, so sorry if I kind of screw it up in places. Especially for like the cutscenes and stuff going on, which are quite serious to take. But that's just me in general, so sadly, yeah, that's all I can do. But I'm going to slow down time and that just so that you can have a look and see what all the other ones have to say. I believe if you speak to this guard, he says, No, I must get a hold of myself. I must guard the gate until the captain's orders come. I suppose, sir, but I mean, you might as well at least run away. I mean, the world's pretty much doomed. Really, we've got like 5 minutes and then that's it. Everything comes to an end, really. But see, when it's the final hours going on, you're actually able to go around town and then see how everyone else is reacting, really, because everyone's all panicking and stuff, and honestly, I don't blame them. I'd be the same. He says, "What's this? You need something on a day like this? You haven't evacuated yet? You're amazing, little guy." So see, like, you know, even the banker, for this or so is quite surprised with things going on, and he too is a bit worried and stuff. But one thing that's kind of a little interesting is, remember the swordsman place or so where we trained, you know, cutting all the logs and stuff some time ago? If we go into here now, because the final hours are going on, this little sign will appear here, and it will tell us, I'll be on vacation for a short while, please don't look for me. However, he says that, but if we go across here and then chop this, it reveals this little entrance, and if I just chop out these pots and then collect all these rupees, he'll be right here or so, and if we speak to him, "Oh, I'm scared, I can't take it, I don't want to die." So yeah, basically shows that he's kind of lying, you know, with like the little sign that we saw where he's actually not on vacation at all. I don't know, I just like that little touch, really, because even though it shows he's wise and stuff and knows well for swords training, even he, of all people, you know, can have fear and worries, really. And I like that a lot. And this particular place that we're going to will actually be needed for a side quest later on when we get a particular mask, or well, I suppose might as well call it a hat, really. I don't know if I call it a mask, but for some reason it is. He will say, "Oh, I want to flee, but it's not written on the schedule. To me, the delivery schedule. It's the highest priority," you know? And I believe he also left this note right here. "To myself, you have been doing a great job delivering the mail. I have a request for my hard-working self. All of the townsfolk have taken refuge. I want myself to flee too. Even if this is not written on the schedule, I want myself to flee. Please, from me." Yeah, pretty sad and stuff. I suppose it's quite emotional in places, but the most emotional thing that you're going to see in this game is pretty much, well, when it comes towards the end of this LP or so, because everybody loves that side quest, mainly because it's just so deep, touching, and, you know, it's really, really amazing, really. What can I say? Like I say, though, I don't like to give away spoilers too much of the time. And, okay, what else is there to look around and see what other people are doing? I believe that guy down there has, like, worries and stuff, but I mean, I'm pretty sure I looked at him before, you know, some time ago with, like, all the other episodes going on. And even, like, in the stock pot in, everybody is completely gone, like, even the person behind the till, or the shops are locked and stuff. If you talk to some of the guards, though, they do sometimes say some different things, I believe. It says, "You can get to Stone Tower from here. If there's even a small part of you that believes the moon could be falling, you should leave town immediately." However, some NPCs are just not affected by it at all. Like, for instance, all these bomber, schoolboys or so. I forgot like the name of them and stuff, but if you just speak to them, they'll just act normal. "How old are you? You're not from around here, are you? Why are you just like that?" "Why? Huh, why? Do you have any problems? Any? If you do, tell it to us bombers. Tell us." "Psst. Want to know about the bombers?" No, thank you." "Why don't you want to know? Why? Why?" Yeah, so basically just to show that the fact that they don't really care about the thing. In fact, I believe even if you see Jim, the one, you know, who's basically blowing like he's blowgun or so at like the Majora balloon, he's still continuously doing that while the end is slowly coming to an end. No, while the world is slowly coming to an end, shall I say, sorry. And, well, I think that's pretty much it also to show off with like all the things going on, really. I don't know, I just wanted to share a bit of time or so just to show you what like happens when you look around town and then you discover the fact that, you know, everybody has like different reactions and stuff. I believe though the milk bar, for some reason, still asks you for permission to get in there even though it's the end of the world. It's kind of weird, really. And there are other locations that do this, particularly one place that's slightly different, or at least I don't think the actual person is aware of this. But the actual cutscene is different, because if you remember before, every time I look through the telescope in the Astral Observatory, you know, it causes basically the view of Majora to appear, and he will basically just look up at the sky. However, if we go there by taking the shortcut that I suggested earlier, really, to save a bit of time, which is by turning to this, and by the way, I love doing this. I don't know why, I always find that funny or so, just to find like this big, massive Goron, and then just put on this tiny little mask of a Deku, and then suddenly we're just tiny. I don't know, I just find it funny how, like, even though you're the creature and stuff, or at least just animal or something, I don't know, when you put it on, you know, even if you're like that animal to begin with, you can still put it on to become another one, so you don't always just have to be human in order to put some of those things on. But anyway, yeah, let me just take off my mask or so, and then talk to this guy. He will say, "Well, you're a child I've never seen in town before. Are you a new friend of the Bombers? I always say this will develop your interests while you are young, and you can use the telescope to look around town. If you're interested, give it a try. Will you gaze into the telescope?" Yes, I will, because now you'll find that things are a little bit different, okay? When I look up, you'll notice how that thing's raised down now, and he's not actually at the top. And even if I, like, zoom at the top of it, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Well, let me just quit for a second and just look back. Hold on, because he's going to tell me something else as well, isn't he? Well, how was it? Did you have anything interesting? I apologize if I'm like all over the place and stuff, but still. Oh yeah, cool. Nothing's going to happen really, because I already looked at him before to get the Moon's Tear, because that explains why I've got this mountain title deed. But all that happens really is you see Majora unleashing like his wrath and stuff, and then the moon will still take out the Moon's Tear. It's not really worth collecting it though, because trying to, well, grab all the deeds, I suppose, in like 4 minutes time is a bit of... it's a little bit risky, I'll just say that much, you know? So, I suppose what I might as well do at least is, let's see, what can I do at a time like this? Honestly, not really that much. I suppose I could just go to the bank, though, and deposit my rupees. And yes, I know I could have literally just taken the leaf in order to get out of it, and then just rolled my way here as like a Goron and stuff, but... I don't know, sometimes I'm really lazy and I just use the Song of Soaring just for convenience. There are even times where I just use the Song of Soaring, like, to an area, like, within the same map, you know? Sometimes I'm just that lazy when it comes to this type of game going on. I don't know, really, but still. Anyway, I'm just going to deposit, like, 30 rupees, and I'm probably going to play the Song of Time and then end this episode off here. Like, that's the bit. I may just want to dedicate time, you know, just to show off everybody of how they react, just to show that the NPCs in this aren't really robots, you know, because sometimes there are games like that where they'll just say the same bit of dialogue, and they're not aware of anything going on around them, so it shows that they do literally have emotion and feelings, you know? I love that. I like that a lot for this type of game. But still. Yeah. In the next episode of The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask, we will be going onwards to, well, first off, when I like reset time and stuff, I suppose, we'll be looking and showing off what the heck that bird does, just for convenience. And we should hopefully be starting the next temple by then. So, take care guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next one.